Hey guys, today is Thanksgiving, and I hope you guys are so thankful for your families, ready to have a great meal. So I tried recording this video already, but it was coming up on 20 minutes. So I'm just gonna hurry it up. So today's video is story time. So story time is gonna be my Rowland tour experience. So Rowland tour, New Jersey. We're on our way, right? So, oh my God, I need to stop doing this. I take too long. So my mom got lost and she was contemplating turning back, and I was like, why would you do this to me? You know how I feel. But then we went anyway. Um, so I got there and I was like the 90th person on the VIP line, and then so in front of me is this really nice girl, and I'm not there with anyone, so I was like, might as well make friends. So we started talking. Her name's Cassie. We're like best friends now. So we started talking. She's like, I drove 9 hours. I'm like, holy shit, that's dedication. So then we get a text from her grandpa because he was sitting in a truck by the backstage door because he didn't want to go in. So we get a text. There's some people going in through backstage. I'm not sure if they're the talent. So then we run around the building, and then we see Christine and Ashton walking through the back door. We're like, no, we missed them. So then we run all the way back around. Then I met my internet friend. Her name's Rachel. Go follow Obvious Rowlands on Twitter. Also go follow New Jersey Squad on Twitter. Promo there. So then we met, and then Hunter's grandpa came out, and everyone took pictures with him. I have a selfie with him, and then so then we went. So then when we were getting inside the meet and greet line, like Brandon looked like so gloomy and sad. I was like, Cassie, Brandon doesn't look so good. And he was like, he looked pale and he was like sad, and he was like, when he was meeting his fans, he was like, hi. So and he wasn't like he wasn't smiling. So I was like, something's wrong. So then when I'm like two people away from meeting Hunter, so this is how it went. Hunter, Ashton, Brandon. You meet Hunter first, then Ashton, then Brandon. So I was two people away from meeting Hunter. And Christine comes right next to me. I'm like, hi, Christine. She's like, hi, sweetie. How are you? Like, I'm good. How are you? She's like, good. She's like, I love you so much. I love you so much, Mama Rowland. She's like, I love you too. And then, so then Brandon, he comes running over to Christine. He puts his head down. He's like, Mommy, my head hurts. I don't feel good. And he starts crying. And then Christine covers his head, and she like runs him backstage. So then I'm like, I started freaking out. I started crying. I started bawling. I was crying into my mom's chest. I was freaking out because he didn't look good, and I was freaking out. So then I was crying because the whole reason I went to the tour was to meet Brandon. So I was crying, not only the fact that I couldn't meet him, but he looked bad. He looked pale. He looked bad. So then I was crying, and I met Hunter. So I met Hunter. He was like, why are you crying? Hi, cutie. Hi, gorgeous. Why are you crying? And then I was like, I really hope Brandon's okay. I don't. So that was me being a sap. But so then I meet Hunter. I give him this note from a fan. I get him to do a video, and I'm like, bye, I love you. And then he's like, I love you too, boo. And then I meet Ashton. He's like, he looks kind of sad. And then he's sitting there, and I'm like, hi, Ashton. He was like, hey, cutie, sup? And then I was like, I know, didn't and he looks really sad. And I really hope Brandon feels better. He's like, yeah, me too. I'm really sad that he got sick. And like, yeah, me too. And then I hugged him. We took our picture. And then he looked really sad. And then I was like, Ashton, I was on a hush call with you in June or whatever it was. And he was like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah. And you told me you had a pet snail. And he was like, and then he started smiling and laughing. And I was like, I made him feel better. I was so proud. So then Brandon's stool is there, and then so then I was like, wait, Ashton, what do I do with the stuff I got for Brandon? He's like, I guess you could just leave it there. So then I left my big bag, this big of Sour Patch on the stool for Brandon. And then I bought him a distance bracelet, but I forgot to give it to him. So I forgot to put it there. So then Cassie already met them. She didn't meet Brandon though. So then she just went through because she loves Hunter. Then we got outside, and I started crying again. So I got so upset. So after all the crying and talking and everything, so the security guard, she comes up to me, right? And then she's like, sweetie, what's wrong? Why are you crying? And then I was like, the whole reason I came to the show is to meet Brandon, and I spent money on this, and I just really hope he's okay. And I don't even have to meet him. I just like really hope he's okay because he looked really bad. And I heard he left the hotel. His mom had to drive him back to the hotel already because he's sick. And she's like, no, sweetie, that's not true. It's okay. I just gave him an apple and some water, and I just gave him an apple. He was just feeling lightheaded, and he felt like he was gonna pass out. Don't worry, he's gonna be back out soon. Like, I'm not gonna get to meet him anyway, but I'm glad he's feeling better. And she's like, see what I can do. So I was like, yo. So then, um, so then I was like, thank you so much. She was like, shh, 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 didn't happen yet. Then Brandon comes back out, right? And she's like, sweetie, come inside. Brandon comes back out. I'll just have to sneak you in when my manager's gone. So like this lady was like savior. Like I love that lady. So then, I don't even know her name. Sean, I don't even know your name. Sorry, I suck at singing. But um, so then she brings me, and her manager's still standing there. So then I'm crying, and she's like, hold on, sweetie. I'm like, it's okay. And then, so then Bill comes, their grandpa. And then he's like, what's wrong, sweetie? Why are you crying? And then I was like, Brandon got sick, and, I didn't get to meet him. And then she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And he's like, and then he looks, he's like, come with me. And then he puts his arm around me and starts walking me toward the end of the meet and greet line. Like, not the line for all the fans, like the meet and greet lineup. So, which is Brandon. So then I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm taking you to meet my grandson. And I was like, and then I hugged him, like, thank you so much. And then he's like, it's no problem. And then he brought me to the, so then her boss was there. And she was like, what are you doing? And he was like, I'm taking this beautiful girl to meet my grandson. And she was like, no, she's gonna meet him after the show, blah, 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 blah. She can't meet him now. Then I was like, I was just standing there, and then they started fighting. Like, and then they started fighting. Like, Bill was fighting for me to meet Brandon. So, like, he was so nice to me. So he was fighting for me to meet Brandon. So then he was like, no, this girl loves my grandson. She's meeting him now. So then she was like, whatever. I don't care. So then he brought me in, and he's like, hold on. He stopped the next person, and he was like, this young girl needs to meet him. So then he gave the recorder person my mom's phone and my phone to record. And so then I met Brandon, and my face was all ugly and shit because I was crying. So then, like, look at me. That. So then then I'm meeting him. So then I go up to him, and he's like, hi, Cutie. I'm like, hi, Brandon, I love you so much. He's like, I love you too, beautiful. And then he's like, why are you crying? And he starts rubbing my back. Like, out of nowhere, he starts rubbing my back. And then I was like, got sick, and I was just really worried about it. He's like, oh, nobody said that to me. Thanks for caring about me. And I was like, it's okay, I care about you all the time. I love you. And he's like, I love you too. He's still rubbing my back. And then I was like, Brandon, I got you a big bag of Sour Patch. He's like, oh, you're the one who got me that big bag of Sour Patch. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I love you. And he kept calling me babe. I'm like, um, so then, oh my god, I only have like 2 minutes left to record. So then after I go up, so what am I saying? So then the bracelet I had on, I was wearing 2 of them because one was for Brandon, one was for me. So I gave it to, I was like, here, I got you this distance bracelet, and then he let me put it on him so like you can see the video, like that looked weird. Okay, whatever. So in the video you could see me putting it on him. That also sounds good. Ignore that. So okay, sorry. So, where was I? Oh, right. So then when I was meeting Brandon, so when I was meeting Brandon, oh my god. Okay, so I was meeting Brandon, and so then I was like, I love you so much, and he was like, you don't have to cry, cutie. Please don't cry. I don't like seeing people cry. And I was like, okay. So then, oh my god, this video is gonna end. I'm gonna have to add a new one. Okay. So then when I was, I'm just gonna stop this. So when I was, so then I was like, Brandon, can I tell you one more thing? Because he said, bye, babe. I love you. And I was like, love you too. And I was like, wait, can I say one more thing? And he's like, yeah. It's like, you've helped me so much. I've been clean for so many months because of you, and I love you for that. And he's like, oh my God, I love you so much. I'm so glad. That made me so happy. And he was like, and then at the end of the video, like, you could see him, like, he was smiling, like, weirdly, like a good smile, but like, I'm gonna show you. He was rubbing my back. And that's when I gave him the distance bracelet. See, look at his face. Look at his face. Don't look at my face. Look at his face. He looks so happy to see me. And then, so then here's the video of him touching my hand. Like, when we got to the stage, like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm skipping parts. Okay, so then Cassie and I were like, so then after I met him, she was like, tell me everything. After I met him, we went to go get bottles of water, and she was like, oh my God, let's buy one for Hunter and Brandon. So she bought one for Hunter, I bought one for Brandon. So then in between the backdrop things, it said Rowland tour. In between them, like, you could see through them, you could like put your hand through them. I am horrible. So you could go through them, you could reach your arm through them, and all that stuff. So I go to Brandon, he's not meeting anyone, he's sitting on a stool which is right next to the opening, and I go like, here Brandon, I bought you a bottle of water. And he was like, oh cutie, you don't have to do that, I love you so much, thank you. And then he literally like reached through the thing, he was like, once again wrong. And he was like, love you. And then he was like, oh, I love you too. So when the show was starting and they were coming off the stage, he touched my hand and we held hands. So here's this video. I posted on Snapchat and I said he touched my hand. Play. Wait. Play! That was my screen. And then, Ashton performed stitches. And then Hunter was like, how about we choose some cuties to go on stage? So they each picked two people. So then I was on the side where, like, he touched my hand. So then I was on the side, right? Then Brandon comes over and he's looking at me the whole time Hunter's saying this, like saying pick someone. He's looking at me like he's eyeing me, and I was like this, and he was like smiling. He was looking at me. So then the second Hunter says, "Go pick your people," he runs off the stage and comes to the side, and then like he got on the side thing, and we were all like in a bunch, like raising our hand, and I was behind a few people, and then his eyes were on me, but his head was looking around, so he was like. And then he grabbed my hand. He's like, you. He grabbed my hand. And then, like, he grabbed it. And then, so him and the security guard helped me. And obviously, I brought my phone. So then, like, I took videos after I was on stage. I'm such a dumbass. So then we got on stage and he so then they're like, you guys know how to dance? And I was like, Brandon, what are we doing? And he's like, we're dancing to something, cutie, don't. And he's like, I'm pretty sure you can. And I was like, I can't dance. And he's like, pretty sure you can, cutie. And I was like, oh my God. So then when we were on stage, we did the whip nana, right? So and before that he was like, I love your shirt, I love your shirt, I love your shirt, because I was wearing a Brandon Rowland shirt. He's like, I love your shirt, love your shirt, love your shirt, to all the people wearing Brandon Rowland shirts. So then we do the whip nana, and he was like, Hunter was like talking into the microphone. He's like, yo, we got some cuties, we got some amazing dancers up in here, and like they were walking around doing it with us. And then the song ended, and then so he was like, wait guys, stay up here. So then he brings the microphone to the person next to me, and then he's like, what's your name, cutie? And then she was like, blah, 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 I don't remember her name. And then he was like, blah, 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 do a good job. And then he was like, and then people cheered. And then he got to me and he's like, what's your name? And he's like, what's your name, gorgeous? And I was like, Nicole. And he was like, guys, did Nicole do a good job? And he was like, yes. And he was like going like that and stuff. And then everyone was screaming. And then And then he was like, and then into the microphone, he's like, I don't know if he meant to say it quietly, but into the microphone, he's like, by the way, Nicole, I love your shirt. And he was like staring at it, and I was like, oh, thank you. And I have a Snapchat video of him saying that to me, being like, oh, thank you. And he went to the next person, did the same thing. And then they were rushing us off the stage. Like, the people were like, come on, we gotta continue to show the security. So then Brandon stops me, and because I was like, wait, I want to take a selfie. And then Brandon comes to me, and then so I was taking a selfie with Snapchat, and then this girl's hair got in my face, and then the security guard was like, come on, let's go. And then Brandon was like, no, she's taking a picture with me. And it was like, so Brandon and I got this selfie together on stage. You could see Hunter in the background. Posted on my Snapchat, and then it was like, oh my god. So then I took a few selfies. So then that was that, and then he touched my hand again, like when he was coming off stage or something like that, but I didn't get a video of it. So then after the show, um like all the people at B's on their wristband got to meet Brandon after the show. So then I get to meet, so I was like, oh my god, I get to meet him again. They never crossed out the B. So then he goes to like the side where there was like where the meet and greet line was, like not where the actual meet and greet was after the show. So then I go to meet him, and like he changed shirts, so it was like cool. I go to meet him, he's like, oh, hi cutie, and then he was like smiling and missed me again, and then um, and he was like, hey, what's up, beautiful? And in the beginning of the video, Ashton was pulling up his pants. And then he was like, Ashton, stop. He's like, stop, I need to meet someone. And then Ashton gives him a wedgie, and he's like, Ashton! You could hear it in the video. And then it's like here. They didn't get me kissing Brandon's cheeks. So like, hold on, let me find a good angle. Okay, I got the video because I kissed him on the cheek and we were talking for a little bit. So then after that, so then I was like, oh my god. I just met Brandon Rowland like 6 times. So then my friend Cassie, like my mom wanted to go. I left, and then I was like, Ashton, bye, cutie. And then he was like, because he was sitting there, and he was like, bye, cutie. And then Brandon was like, and then like after he met someone, so then Cassie's there, and she's like, I'm still here, and we're hanging out outside. And then I see this on her Snapchat. Hunter hacked her Snapchat. He hacked her Snapchat. Look at that. That's not Cassie. He hacked her Snapchat. Then he took her phone and recorded a video of him running around the place with her phone. And then they were hanging out outside and stuff like that. So then, yeah, that was my Rowland tour experience. And then the day after that, Brandon follows me on Twitter. So I loved that. That was my beautiful Rowland tour experience. I made so many amazing friends out of that. I'm going back to another Rowland tour show. I'm going to the Philadelphia show on December 16th. I can't wait to meet all of my other internet friends. I'm going to meet so many there. I'm going to meet my loves again, my little beans. I cannot wait. So thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing Thanksgiving if you're from America. If not, just have an amazing day. And love you guys. See you next week.